Hey everyone, before I start this story, I need you to promise me something. If you've ever had a gut feeling about someone, trust it. Because what I'm about to tell you happened just 3 weeks ago, and I'm still processing it. My name is Jessica, I'm 23, and I thought I knew my roommate Emma really well. We've been living together for almost a year in this cute 2-bedroom apartment in downtown Chicago. Everything was perfect until she started dating this guy named Ryan. At first, he seemed charming, maybe even too charming. But what I discovered about him living in our apartment without my knowledge, it's something that will stick with me forever. So grab some snacks, get comfortable, because this story has more twists than you can imagine. Emma and I met during our sophomore year at college. We instantly clicked, same music taste, same Netflix obsessions, same terrible habit of ordering way too much takeout. When we decided to move in together after graduation, it felt like the most natural thing in the world. Our apartment was our sanctuary. We had movie nights every Friday, we'd cook together on Sundays, and we respected each other's space completely. Emma worked as a graphic designer, mostly from home, while I was doing my marketing internship downtown. Everything was going smoothly until about 2 months ago when Emma started mentioning this guy she met on a dating app. His name is Ryan, she said with this dreamy look in her eyes. He's a personal trainer, super sweet, and he makes me laugh. I was happy for her, honestly. Emma deserved someone good after her last relationship disaster. Ryan started coming over for dinner dates maybe twice a week. He seemed normal enough, tall, athletic build, always polite to me, helped with dishes without being asked. But there were little things that bugged me. Like how he'd study our apartment layout really intensely, asking weird questions like, "Do you guys ever leave windows unlocked?" or "What time do you usually get home from work?" I brushed it off, thinking he was just making conversation. Then I started noticing small things around the apartment. The milk would be gone faster than usual. My favorite coffee creamer kept disappearing. Emma blamed it on her new workout routine, saying she was drinking more protein shakes. But the weirdest thing was finding men's deodorant in our bathroom cabinet. When I asked Emma about it, she laughed and said, "Oh, Ryan probably left it here by accident." Looking back now, that was the first major red flag I completely ignored. About a month into Emma dating Ryan, I started noticing a pattern that made me uncomfortable. Every time I came home from work, I'd hear the shower running in Emma's bathroom. But here's the thing, Emma was supposed to be at client meetings most afternoons. When I'd text her, "Hey, are you home?" she'd respond hours later saying she'd been out all day. This happened at least 4 times before I decided to pay attention. One Thursday, I came home early with a migraine and heard voices coming from Emma's room. Definitely Emma's voice, but also a deeper male voice. I knocked on her door and called out, "Everything okay?" The voices stopped immediately, and she came out looking flustered. "Oh hey, I was just on a work call." But I could swear I heard footsteps and what sounded like a closet door closing. When I asked if Ryan was over, she got defensive. Why would Ryan be here in the middle of the day? He's at the gym. Something in her tone told me she was lying, but I didn't want to seem paranoid or controlling. Last Tuesday was supposed to be a normal day. I left for work at 8 a.m. like always, but around 11, my boss sent everyone home because of a power outage in our building. I didn't bother texting Emma because I figured she'd be at her client presentation anyway. I used my key quietly because I didn't want to wake anyone if she was still sleeping. But as soon as I walked in, I heard the TV on in the living room. Then I saw him. Ryan was sitting on our couch, in his boxers and one of Emma's oversized t-shirts, eating cereal from my favorite bowl, watching my Netflix account. He looked up at me with this deer-in-headlights expression. "Oh, hey Jessica. Emma didn't mention you'd be home early." That's when it hit me. He wasn't just visiting, he was living here. I looked around and noticed his gym bag by the door, his protein powder on our kitchen counter, his phone charger plugged into the wall. "Ryan," I said, trying to keep my voice steady, "how long have you been staying here?" He avoided eye contact and mumbled something about just crashing here sometimes. But the evidence was everywhere once I started looking. I demanded to know where Emma was, and Ryan admitted she was at work but had given him a key 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks. He'd been essentially living in our apartment for 3 weeks without my knowledge or consent. I was furious, but I tried to stay calm and told him he needed to leave immediately and that Emma and I needed to have a serious conversation. He started getting defensive, saying Emma was fine with it and that I was being unreasonable. "She pays rent too, she can have whoever she wants over." But here's where it gets really messed up. As he was packing his stuff, I noticed he was putting things into a large black backpack. Something about the way he was handling it seemed secretive, almost protective. My intuition was screaming at me to pay attention. When he went to the bathroom, I did something I never thought I'd do. I quickly unzipped his backpack. What I found inside made my blood run cold. There were photos. Photos of me. Photos of me leaving the apartment, coming home from work, even some taken through our living room window. There had to be at least 20 pictures, and some had dates written on the back going back over a month. I immediately took pictures of everything in his backpack with my phone, zipped it back up, and tried to act normal when he came back. But inside, I was terrified. This wasn't just about him staying over without permission, this was stalking. I told him I felt sick and was going to lie down, and thankfully he left about 10 minutes later. As soon as he was gone, I called Emma and demanded she come home immediately. When she arrived, I showed her the photos. Her face went completely white. She had no idea he'd been taking pictures of me. Turns out, she'd been letting him stay over because he told her his lease was ending and he needed somewhere to crash temporarily while looking for a new place. She thought she was helping her boyfriend, but she'd unknowingly put both of us in danger. We called the police that same day, changed our locks, and I stayed at my parents' house for a week until we were sure he wasn't coming back. Emma and I are working through this situation together, but it's taught me that you should never ignore your gut feelings. If something feels wrong, investigate it. Trust yourself, because sometimes the people closest to us don't see the red flags that we do. And if you're ever in a similar situation, please trust your instincts and get help immediately. Have you ever had a roommate situation that made you uncomfortable? Let me know in the comments below, and please subscribe for more real-life stories. Stay safe out there, everyone.